morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Especially if you're not on the East Coast. Really good morning, because even on the East Coast, getting up at 9, Chandra called me. W Olympics already starting.
I know, so early. He's like, why are you up this early? Listen, sir, I don't
I
ask
thought
you
you
about
were
your
like up
business.
at 30.
Yeah, but I don't get out of my room.
Yeah, true.
I'm like, the
So
absolute
times, like since I'm traveling for work and stuff, and then on the weekends I'll come visit my parents. So I'm at my old childhood bedroom now. The pictures weren't there when I was here last, but actually when I was here last, I had pulled out like uh space, like a space calendar. And I pulled out pictures and collaged them together and put it above my bed.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it was like supernovas, nebulas, and all that stuff and everything. So yeah, all right. Anyway, back on this. Yeah, I'm definitely the type to like lay in bed and play on my phone for like an hour before I actually get out of bed when I don't have children or a husband. Pestering me, going, when's it gonna happen? When are you gonna get up?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'd like to get up early in the morning sometimes, but most of the time, like even if I'm up at this time, I'm either like staying in my room and just like reading and getting situated for the day, or I'll get up and I'll go to the gym or run errands and stuff like that. But I don't like get up and poke around the house, make breakfast, and come sit in my office.
Alex is texting me at the same time. Live stream.
I did get a bubbly water to start the day.
That is fine. Luckily, so my water bottle that had timestamps and everything. Not that I ever followed them. It has gone MIA, but I was at Kroger. For anyone who doesn't live in the South, Kroger is pretty much a grocery store. But in the South of the United States, but they at Kroger they had buy one get one free water bottle. So I got this one, and then I got another one that's more like what I had before.
Well, that's nice.
Sports bottle almost.
I also, it's not running right now, but I finally got a new dryer, so it doesn't sound like I'm drying a colony of mice, which we love. Before I did that, though, I took the old one apart to see what was wrong with it, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to fix that. But I did diagnose the problem and put it back together successfully.
Since I'm limited to one screen, I was trying to think last night how I'm going to share my screen, and there's just no way without me flipping back and forth to.
Let's just skip that for today then, and I'll do the
timer.
Yeah. Also, if my light starts flashing a lot, like it does that sometimes, I don't know what's wrong with it. If it does that, though, I may have to turn my overhead light off, so it'll be kind of dark in here. And for that, I do apologize. I'm just getting that timer situated.
All right. I gotta open up the Google Doc. Luckily, I created that. So anyone who doesn't see in the description below, Chandra and I are editing a previous flash that we did, and in the one that we're editing is a bonus one that we created. And but episode 23 bonus was us trying to rhyme. Chandra did it much better than I did. And the prompt was Rocky Road Ahead. I think it'd be best if but as always, we won't read it ahead of time. We'll edit it, but I'll make sure that we're sharing this screen when we get to actually talking through the suggested critiques. That was redundant. Whereas we talk through the critiques with each other of what we think there needs to be more of. And I'm actually kind of glad we're working this one because with this critique or this story specifically, now we can like give more, because at the time we were like, oh my god, 30 minutes hit way too quick, but now we can add more into it if we need to. Though I will say I read every year's last night and I think it's perfect. It doesn't need a thing.
So I just was like getting super distracted there for a second because I went in and I usually go to channels or I think it was called channels on your channel, or it would be like channels, and you could go and like see who, like I would say, oh, like go watch their videos or whatever. The tab is gone.
What?
It looks like YouTube just was like, no, we don't want that anymore. Yoink. It's completely gone. So I was like, there goes my overhead light. I was just like, what, where'd it go? And I got distracted and forgot what I was doing. So I got a timer. Do we want to do was it a 20-minute timer or? How many was it?
All right. Sorry, taking away. Okay, so you're gonna try to magically track down a timer. Then
I have it, but how long do we want the timer to be?
So for critique, we usually do 20 minutes.
Okay.
Or is it 10 minutes?
I thought we did 10 minutes to just
yeah, it's shorter and everything. I want to have more time for editing. Okay. I feel like we have to do more than 30 for editing this go around.
Let me. What am I doing? Okay. There we go. All right. And I'm going to share the screen. I literally looked at that function just like a day ago, and it was there.
The internet doesn't, YouTube, not the internet, doesn't support this. Oh, shameless plug, because we're really bad about this. Okay, is we have a prompt book coming out next summer, and no matter what writing experience you have, no matter how worn your keyboard or pencil is, this book is going to challenge you and make you a better writer. Anything. And as I discussed yesterday, when I was on a live stream with Kelly on Inimitable Books, our publisher's YouTube channel, I said because of doing prompts constantly, I have had exposure therapy to the point that blank pages don't bother me.
It's true.
Yeah. So,
Though, I will also say a trick for dealing with that is like, if you are writing with a prompt and you have that at the top of the page, your page isn't blank anymore. If you are writing like a chapter novel, and you write chapter 1, your page isn't blank anymore.
mm-hmm.
I love
I
that.
will say, like, with flash fictions, I wouldn't recommend treating every chapter like a flash, because you want a common like thread of mystery to carry on throughout, and it's a little, otherwise it will come across as episodic.
But you can definitely start with a flash, or like I've used one.
Well, and then
where I was
if you want to try something new, such as Chandra and I tried a rhyming challenge and anything, and
that's what we have today.
That was something new, and with a flash here, it's limited. Hi, Jen.
Good morning.
I still have to finish your book, Beasley. After it came out, I actually downloaded it and everything, so now I'm gonna finish it. Curious to how much changed. All right, we ready?
I am ready.
All right, let's bring it on.
We'll begin in Dobby. Quit, sir.
We were gonna begin
in 3, 2, and 1. Okay. I have thoughts. Hi, Salty's Gaming. Jeannie, what is your book title and what is it about?
Yeah, the first one is called Beastly. It's an urban for Gen Noble. It is a urban fantasy with shape shifting, like strong magic stuff going on. I say magic because to me, even shape shifting, that's a type of magic, in my opinion. Even if you're not doing powers or whatever, but there's a magical element to it. I don't know what book 2 is, but it's also a romance.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
Do y'all hear me echoing?
No.
Okay. It might have just been a blip.
I heard it for a second, and then, but
okay.
But then, right when you asked, y'all hear echoing. I was like, nope.
Somebody's being a little pill this morning.
Yeah, someone's being a little needy.
No. And he's screaming at me. And like right before I came in the office, he just did like the worst stinky in his litter box in his room is right there. It was so bad. It was the worst. Sorry, this is probably TMI like for cats, but Okay. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first since there's a lot more.
Okay.
Because this was one of my like horrible takes. I've gotten so much better at rhyming since.
So I don't think I would say your rhymes are actually pretty good in this. And I will say too, I did a challenge. This is a while ago, but it was for Wattpad. There was a challenge that Margaret Atwood was one of the judges for, and it was to submit, I think, 10 poems. So I made a little book of poetry for that. And to do that, I wrote like 10 different kinds of poems. So one thing I picked out from this poem is I think the kind of poem that you wrote was wrong. I think it should have been a limerick.
A-B.
Like that, I don't think that was a problem. I think it's the cadence that you have a harder time with, not the rhyming itself. So a couple of things that I think would help. Take out words like to, like he went to. A lot of times you can go without those, or but with, take out the with. All the, I took that out in a couple of lines.
Yeah.
The biggest thing though is the number of syllables in each line. Yeah. And I don't think you were thinking that way. I think you were just focused on the rhyming, and I think the rhyming came out really good. But I also thought it would kind of be, it suited the subject of the poem more to be a limerick because granted, it's not a dirty story, but limericks are typically dirty, but I felt like it kind of suited the tone. So I wrote an example line that I try to keep. I didn't really change anything about yours because I feel like poetry is one of those things where you can just be like, here's the direction I would take it in, but you can't edit it without like changing the. I can't edit it the way I would usually edit. Oh, hi, kitty. Hello. Was that your scarf all night?
Yeah, this was my scarf last night. So and cute. I'm not sure if y'all can hear the purr box, but hold on.
I can't hear the purring, but I can see it.
No, she's being sweeties because she also kept on trying to bite my hands every time I pet her last night too, and I was like, you little tramp.
Like, let me love you the way that I want to love you and stop smothering me.
Yeah. I'm just happy that she jumped up here. I mean, I should have realized she would jump up, but I'm becoming her favorite person, and it's an awesome.
So I highlighted the ones that you can see in red on the screen. I highlighted those because I think they're really good lines and they have pretty good rhythm. The ones
with red, those were good.
Yes.
All right.
And then I edited this part here.
Yep.
I think that's a good line. I took out the width because of the number of syllables, but I think it's a good line. Where you start to get in the weeds a bit is when you add these parts on.
Yeah.
However, this is where I think you could do like stacking limericks. I'm sure this is a thing, but usually a limerick is just 5 lines. I think it would be better to go to a 5-line style. So your rhymes would be A, A, B, B, A.
Oh.
So the example that I put here was there was a miner named Shirk who never wanted to work. The thought made him shiver and tickled his liver and made him a terrible jerk. So each line would have that kind of rhythm. And you can do as many as you need to get through the story. But the lines that I highlighted would go really well with that. And then the ones that don't quite fit the number of syllables, you could turn that into the 5th line. And the only thing that you would need to do is make sure it rhymes with the first 2 lines. So that's my suggestion. I mean, you could still stick to the A, B, A, B.
But I kind of like what you're saying with the A, A, B, B. It's just going to take a little bit more work.
And I mean, that's kind of poetry, is while you write it.
We work really hard on it and then end up with like a stanza.
Right. But I will say too, like he arrived ready to work and he wanted to go berserk. Those already have the right pattern. So you could just take those lines and move them around in the poem and then, just figure out what you want to put before and after it.
Yeah.
So I think you'll get a lot more fluff in it than this one had, but I think you can also stop it, sir. I beg of you. I think
as Mama Maggie said, all hail the feline overlords.
Literally.
Yeah. All right. Oh, by the way, I did want to say to Salty's Gaming, yes, it's been a while. I've been very busy with work. But luckily Chandra coerced me. Not like it was hard. It's like, hey, you want to ship? Yes.
You've been away like working too, though. It's not like you've been home and we've just been thing.
I haven't been home in 4 weeks now. I got like 3 more weeks or so.
Yeah. And we haven't even talked about our schedule moving forward or anything. I was just like, it's been a while. We should probably do something. But we are going to get a more consistent schedule. I think it'll be easier to do that after the holidays, but for now, it'll probably just be some pop-ups to...
We will try to keep it to Sunday. I promise that.
Yeah, if we have a pop-up, it's going to be on a Sunday.
Yeah. Lord Dobby says, give me pets.
Yeah, he keeps like... I need to trim his claws because they are really clawing right now. But it's only when he hears me talking that he has any interest in what I'm doing at all. Maybe he thinks I'm purring. Maybe he thinks I only talk to him. And he's like, why are you talking to me? And then making me get down. I don't understand.
Not realizing you can be talking to anyone else.
Yeah. He's like, I am the only person in the world, ma'am. Speak to me. I also realized we usually only do a 10-minute timer first, but we ended up doing a 20-minute, and I feel like I needed that because
I did
think about it.
Well, yeah.
We don't edit
having to talk to Alex while we were doing it. So I was like, I'm talking to him and I'm like, hold on 2 seconds. I got to type something.
That's funny.
So, oh, now yours. So we talked about how to fix mine.
Mhm.
And I'm glad you said, here's my favorites and stuff. Like that is helpful. With you, I gave you areas that I want you to expand. So this first line, if he stuffed his pockets with things from the grounds, like I know it's because ground was one of our words, but now is your chance to like what does he find interesting to stuff his pockets with? You know? Like I feel like you could do like 1 or 2 lines of that.
Mhm.
And then the zeal sounds, this was the most abstract line that you had. Everything else was kind of straightforward. So could change it or and I know that zeal was one of our words. So it just threw me off being abstract.
Yes.
Here you said me when the whole time in this whole thing we're talking about the minor. And we got a random first person. So
yes.
But if it is the miner's thoughts that he's like pushing to the side, I would love that imagery a little bit more.
Yeah.
How he gets in work mode and maybe how dangerous it is if he lets other thoughts cloud his mind. And then if you have time after all those things, I would love for you to expand on like what does tomorrow bring? Like what is he planning?
Okay.
And stuff. Sorry,
I like it.
MIA for a second. I was like having a where's the cat moment. I still don't know. It's probably underneath the bed, but I'm not getting up. Oh no, there she is. She disappeared. Now she's on the bookcase. So my family, my sister and her kids, they named the cat female Norman. And then they call this cat everything but Norman. It was like Norm, Norma Jean, like just everything but Norman. Which I mean, why you would name a cat Norman, whatever. Though every time they say Norman, I'm thinking of, I think it was his name, the guy in Cheers or whatever. Like, and I've only seen like one episode in my entire life of it. Hey, that's my suitcase. I think his name was Norman, or the guy in Jurassic Park that stole the vials and got attacked by the dinosaurs with the fans. I think his name is Norman. Same guy, by the way, if I remember correctly. Kitty, I'm not gonna be able to get any work done. It's established, so. But all right. So that's where we're
at. For the record, Norman is a cute name for a cat, and I feel like it's very like catty that like it happens to cats a lot. If that makes sense. Like you can't just name a cat a normal name and then call them that name. It has to be a person name, and you can never call them by that name.
I remember I had a cat named Ellie, but we called her Ellie Belly because after we got her fixed, she looked pregnant for the rest of her life. And then in high school, I met a girl who went by Ellie, and I'm like, I've got the same name as you.
So yeah, I think I've talked about my Nikki Poo.
Hey, no plastic bags. Those are my socks.
Which is what I call my bestie. I call them Nikki Poo, and which only was a problem when there was a guy at work named Nick, and I like almost called him that. And I was like, inappropriate. Or let's not do that.
Yeah.
Are we ready to do the next
30 minutes?
You want 30 minutes? Okay.
Yeah, I feel like mine needs some work. Like all the work.
Okay, let me share screen. Yeah, I feel like too, this is an extra challenge because we're using all the words and it's less than 1,000 words, but neither of us write poetry on the reg, and
No,
neither of us edit poetry either. So this has been like a big
I
challenge.
got actually, and it's not even poetry. This is more like a narrative fiction, like because we're
Yeah.
trying to have a story. But I like Mom Maggie's comment of we named the cat Norman the Normal because he wasn't. Like, I would love that line in a story. Like, that is a great
Oh,
opening line.
please do squeeze that in somewhere, Mom Maggie. I love it. Okay, are we ready?
Yes,
We'll
sure.
begin in three, two, and one. That was 30 minutes where we were editing our poems.
Done.
You're not done?
I think I'm on my last stanza, maybe. But I ended up like rewriting it, but I still have like the main thing. I have a slacker there, so I moved my microphone, by the way.
My finger hurts from tapping out the rhythm.
I'm sitting here, I'm counting on my fingers.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So I think I'm close enough that we can just go and maybe we'll finish out the last bit as we talk through it. So I'm gonna read yours first.
Okay.
So, oh my gosh. All right, let me share my screen. I got other not apps, windows open, and I'm sorry, you're about to go to sleep. Windows open, and it's like Rhyme Zone, Thesaurus, like. All right. So this is Chandra's. Let's see. Yeah, good enough. All right. This miner is finer than any you'll see. His work is with purpose, like you or me. His shovel is gaudy, it dazzles and shines. His hat has a lamp to illumine the mines. There we go. His pockets are stuffed with things from the ground. He listens intently for rumbling sounds, with trinkets and baubles and pieces of strings, the golden and silver and diamonds and rings. He works with drive that will always amaze me, and no one can say that this man is lazy. There's never a question of efforts he makes in braving the darkness for all of our sakes. And thoughts make him shiver if timber there breaks. There's no room for error or making mistakes. But just before supper, he will wash his hands and lay out the maps to start making his plans. He's always seen all stone he's already seen all stones up ahead. It fills up his dreams as he climbs into bed. But there on his pillow, he does not see stars. It's diamonds and rubies and bullion gold bars. Is that how I say it? Bullion? Okay. He'll start in the morning with bacon and eggs and drink up his coffee. Yes, even the dregs. He put on his he'll put on his boots with his hat and his gloves, then down to the mine with the dirt that he loves. Oh my god. We could make a children's story. Like I got like a specific art in my mind of this, and
ooh, that would be so fun.
The imagery is so good.
I should do that, shouldn't I?
Yes. Abso-freaking-lutely. All right. Then there's mine. Not as fancy.
All right, we ready?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just making sure that. Wrong way.
Such a cute kitty.
She is. Okay.
Will was an awful miner. He'd rather be a mimer. He traveled to the city, driving into this ditty, knowing he's an old timer. He arrived ready to work. He wanted to go berserk. Everyone just passed by, watching the man with lies, teasing Will an evil smirk. Will left and washed his face. He ate lunch with Lil Disgrace, with Lil Grace. Once he was stuffed and ready, he exited the deli, The sidewalk was his place. The invisible was his world, stopping passersby with twirl. And this is where you're finishing the rest.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's definitely less choppy than the original. And
Yeah.
I could see where you can polish it, but I also have like a better vision of what's going on with Will. And it's like immediately clear why he's gone to the city, because you can't very well live in the woods and be a mime. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you
And
could now in the age of the internet, but that's not really.
Yeah, I definitely have enjoyed this one a little bit more, and I feel the pictures in my head. Now I just gotta figure out like in my head I have him dropping an imaginary piano on the con artist. So that's who I imagine. It's either a magician or a con artist. That's why I was like the man that lies.
Mm-hmm.
But if like he's defeating him somehow.
I think that's
Even
fun.
though, yeah.
I like it.
There we go.
Also, the miner becoming a mimer that's good.
I had more fun with words this time. Like I said passerbys so that I could rhyme it with lies. And then what else was there? And then I instead of Little Grace, I made it Lil Grace. Which sounds like a rap name, but from the 90s, but whatever.
No, I like it, and I can see the just looking at the picture overall, like the whatchamacallit, the stanzas. There we go.
Yeah.
It looks more balanced.
Yeah, I mean it was technically a rewrite, but kind of the same story because I feel like the story is still good.
Mm-hmm. Oh
like,
yeah, for sure.
And I really like both of our stories about the miner.
Yeah.
So
that was funny how we both wrote stories about miners, because I think that like that wasn't the prompt is Rocky Road Ahead.
Yeah, the prompt was Rocky Road Ahead and everything. And actually that was something that I was considering putting in, is that like one of the things that my mime ate was going to be like Rocky Road ice cream or something, and it would give him a breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now I'm hungry.
All
right. So that I still gotta finish it, but I'm at least somewhere. I'm gonna copy that. And then we can add to the bottom of this one for the next one.
Mm-hmm. I guess I need to find artwork for my kids' book now.
Yes, you do. Yeah, that or start practicing your drawing.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. God, if I could draw by hand, I would do it and then just scan it in.
Yeah, I'm not. I can draw. Don't get me wrong, and I paint, but I do not.
My thing is, I could draw everything but the miner.
Mine's very abstract.
Yeah, I could do everything else, I think, but just the miner is the difficult part.
Yeah.
I can't do people. I'm horrible with that. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to save this into my documents because I keep track of everything. Well, roughly.
Now, I know that you said you had to go at a certain time. I don't remember exactly what time, but we don't have to do another one. I know if you're...
I actually, so that you and I have a chance to plan this a little bit better, I think this is kind of like a nice stopping point. What we can do to eat up the rest of the time is together we could come up with how to finish mine.
Yeah.
And then there we go. And go from there. I definitely cut down a lot of words. Mine is 84 words right now. So let me share my screen again. We'll finish up mine since I couldn't. And all right. So in this part, we got like he's eaten and washed his face and he's ready to go back, which is going to be my new mantra. Like when I'm struggling with something, I'm just going to wash my face and eat something.
So if he's a mime, then he would need to put on his makeup.
Oh yeah, so maybe before the invisible was his world, this is where he I'm trying to think. Doting is black and white.
Daubing?
I'm trying to say doting, like, or is that two T's? But that would be dotting.
Dotting? Yeah.
Yeah, dotting on his black. But that now is the imagery of people think it's going to be dots, and I'm more of like, no, he's putting on his striped shirt and putting
donning.
Donning. Oh, there we go. Donning on his black and white. Oh. No, not dining. What is this thing doing? Is it like two N's or something? Yes, it is.
You can take on out of that.
Donning, not dot. All right, donning his black and white. 6 syllables. All right, so for rhyming with white. So I feel like the next step is like donning on his black and white, and he kind of looks the part now. Maybe he didn't before. I don't want to say that, but like he didn't before, but like it could be donning on his black and white, looking the part. Oh man, that's 4. And what rhymes with that? I love how rhyming just escapes me the moment I start writing.
Maybe he steps into the limelight or something like that.
All right.
Or he's ready for the limelight.
Okay, so this is more of a comma. He is ready for the limelight. All right, that's 8. So it's 2 more syllables.
So take out he is and put a he's apostrophe.
He's all right. 1 syllable down. Ready. Oh, limelight's 1 word. He's ready for the limelight. Wait. He's ready. Ready. Sometimes ready is like 1 syllable.
I know it's funny when there's a word that like it can have 1 or 2 depending on what's around it. And it's like,
yeah,
okay.
He's ready for the limelight. We'll just go with it. All right. This is just the first round. All right. So now light, white. So now the ending will be. All right. Go bright, height. High as a kite, which is a cliche. Smite. All right.
I'm thinking. I feel like we're very close.
Yeah. Or this could not be the last stanza, but I think it's 4 total. All right. Well, then I'm starting to feel like this isn't strong.
Yeah.
And actually, because it said is up here, I feel like I need is down here. All right. So the invisible is his world. So other things that rhyme with world is like whirl, twirl, squirrel,
Pearl.
earl.
Girl.
Yep. Girl.
Well. Ooh, what about like something his imagination unfurled or something like that?
Oh, I like that. In that, I'm just gonna write it. Imagination unfurled. Plus whatever. The invisible is his world. Yeah, 8 and 8. Perfect. Imagination unfurled. There we go. Thank you, spell check. The invisible is his world. Imagination unfurled. So now. So for white light, right? Bright. Bright. No, that's bright.
Close enough.
There's bright. Huh? Giving the and a fright. I don't like that, but it's a start. It is 8, but giving, I feel like, is the weak.
I don't think it really fits in because
now
it implies he's speaking too, and he's not.
Yeah.
And it's acting, not really lying.
Yeah.
And I feel like lying implies that there's some kind of subterfuge, not.
Well, I kind of imagine him as like a con artist, pickpocketer, like 3-card Monty.
Mm-hmm. So I think that could be worked in, but it wouldn't. You couldn't do it necessarily in one line.
No, yeah, like this is probably a first of many edits. I will say, when it comes to editing, any of my narrative fiction always takes longer.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
All right. Which I still
maybe something about like his quick fingers were not right, and if you do another line, something about him like having hands in pockets and purses.
What? Hold on. Here we go. Right. He's ready for the limelight. The invisible is his world. Imagination unfurled.
Because you could end the fifth line with right, bright.
Right.
Fight.
Oh. Might. All right, so.
Ooh, hear me out. Switch.
Yep.
he's ready for the limelight. Imagination unfurled as he steps into his world.
Oh.
Or it could be his invisible world.
The thing is,
you can take out as he steps into, because it's
imagination unfurled into his invisible world. Invisible world. All right, 8. Imagination unfurled. 7. Close. All right. I'll stop to see his might. To see his might. That's 6. And 6 was these up here too, I think. Oh, 7, maybe. I'll stop. Oh no, 6. All right. I'll stop to see his might.
Yeah. I think
it's a start.
Yeah. I think it needs more editing, but I also feel like you have to have the bones there of what you're trying to say before you can really like polish
Absolutely.
it. Yeah. And poetry is hard.
All right, so I'm gonna copy this. Oh, just mine for now. Paste it over here. All right. Oh. $97 words.
I think that counts as a microfiction.
Yeah. Actually, now it's 96 because apparently old timer is a hyphened word.
Oh, okay. There you go. Well, learn something new every day. At 212.
Nice. I'm going to save yours in my version too. Because I got your original in here. Yay. Look at us. Narrative fiction. All right. Well, it's been fun and it's been real, but it's also been real fun.
I had a coworker who would always say that when she was done with her shift for the day. She'd be like, well, it's been real and it's been fun, but it ain't been real fun.
Yeah. It's always real fun when I'm with you, though.
We have the best time.
It's a given for us now. I mean, what we calculated, it's actually been 2 years, and it feels longer, like in the best way possible. Not like, hey, it's 5 minutes underwater. So,
yeah.
Oh, thank you, Mom Maggie. Be blessed and have a lovely day. It has been fun. You. Yeah. So, yeah, stay tuned. Sundays. And the next one will be on Chandra's channel because apparently, looking back over the data, I guess the previous edits, odds are on my channel, evens are on Chandra's.
Oh, cool. Nailed it.
And this was number 21. So, even though we were supposed to do one a week, but it's okay. Life happens.
We'll get it together.
Yeah, I'm still to catch up for editing a flash a day. I need to complete 6 flashes. Edit 6 flashes a day, which actually I just edited 1, so that counts. So now I just need 5 more for today. We'll see if I get it done. I don't know.
Yes,
I did it
Mama
yesterday.
Maggie, we do have a book coming summer 2024.
Or a prompt book. So similar to what you see here, it's going to have 10 words that you can put, which is actually 1,000 words to choose from. And they're stickers, and you can put it with your prompt. Edit your prompt because the prompts are like have blanks in it for you to fill in what kind of works. It's not a full blank prompt though. We give you a little bit to start with, and you have tons of space to write in.
Lots of space to write in, and you can add your challenges as well.
Yeah, because you know we like challenges here, such as try to make a rhyming story, try to the other challenges of like even just your environment of try to write in the middle of your sleep cycle and everything. So wake up, write something, and then go back to bed and don't look at it. Setting timers, trying to write from a perspective you've never written in before. I've done that a few times. Like I remember I wrote from a gay man's perspective. Because luckily these stories, they're just for you. So
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about sensitivity readers or anything. Just it's time to practice.
Yeah. And I think that's you make a really good point too, because if you want to have diverse characters, you have to practice writing diverse characters. So
Absolutely.
it's easier to do that when there's drastic differences between the characters, but it also helps when you're trying to create like a friend group or give everyone in your story distinct voices. So yeah, it's good to practice.
One of the prompts was like 10 people in the dark, not in our story, but in a story that we did that we already wrote for. And I was like, how the hell am I going to keep track of 10 people? It's a flash fiction. Like,
yeah. I mean, I think I did one with just 4 people in a car. Actually, I want to go back to that one because it was the beginning of a horror story.
I just edited one. It was the prompt was a camping trip where no one has experienced camping.
Yes, that's the story that I was thinking of with the 4 girls in a car going on this trip. And it was like, yeah, it's even with that number of characters, to make them all distinct and stand on their own and give them separate voices and different ways of speaking. It becomes,
I think I kind of feel like that part, the distinct voices and stuff. I don't know. I edited it and I did make it better. But
yeah. Anyhow,
okay.
Keep your eyes open.
Thank you, everybody.
We will be getting a more consistent schedule in the new year.
Yeah, you at least know to look for us on Sundays. Yes. And we'll have posted by Saturday. We're going to go on Sunday. Maybe not on Instagram, but you'll at least see the YouTube link pop up because we do try to plan ahead. So, all right. I will press the end stream button to be clear. And we'll see you all next time, whenever that will be.